Say, for instance, let's stick with your passion, drum sets, a website that sells drum sets. Now, how can you go into GA4 to look for hidden opportunities that you can use as an SEO to actually think, right, we need to, that's the thing we need to put focus on.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, out of the box, GA4 can track site searches and search terms. If you use one of the more common URL parameters of either like search equals or keyword equals or query equals or s equals whatever in your URL when people search things on your site. So if you look at those search terms, I'm actually writing a blog post on this right now. If you look at those search terms, you can find a lot of opportunities for content that people are looking for. We go to, all of these keyword research tools, whether you're using Moz or Ahrefs or SEMrush or, whatever. We go to all these tools and say, hey, Google, what are people looking for on your site about products that I offer? Why don't you go to your own site and say, hey, what are people looking for on my site? Because what you might find is, one, you don't have a piece of content that people are looking for. We're talking about drum sets, and people are coming to our site and they want to know how to replace the drum heads. And they're looking up replace on our site, and we have nothing on the site about how to replace drum heads. Well, that's an opportunity, right? Like, if this many people are coming to our site looking for a piece of content, imagine, one, if we answered their question, and two, all of the people that are going to these massive sites like Google and asking this question, right? So that's a massive opportunity. If you take it a step further, you can look at what page people were on when they made the search. And let's say we do actually have a piece of content that talks about replacing drum heads. So, but they're on the e-commerce part of our site, and they don't know how to replace their drum heads. They're looking at replacement drum heads and they're like, I don't know, like, can I even do this myself, or should I just go to a shop and have somebody do this? So they're on the e-commerce part of the site for drum heads, and they type in, replace at the top of our site. Well, that's a really good opportunity. We have this piece of content. We should be linking to it from that e-commerce page and say, looking to replace your drum heads, here's a how-to. So I think using that search term dimension that we're given right out of the box can be so extremely helpful. Other things, you can connect to Search Console with GA4, and you can look at, if you go to the landing page section, it shows you like how those people who have come to your site organically, how they interact with your site, what that engagement rate is, what events are they completing, what conversions are they completing, all that stuff. So it lets you know, like, hey, these are the pages that are ranking, are they ranking for relevant keywords? Are they not ranking for relevant keywords? And people are just bouncing right away, or whatever that may be. And then the last thing that I'll kind of mention is, so people that have e-com sites, I keep going back to e-com, but there's a lot of like nuances around that. But if you are connected to Merch Center, which you should be if you're using Merch Center, Google Merchant Center, then they will run like free shopping listings for you. And if you go into your acquisition reports and you go to campaigns, if Google has run any of these free shopping ads or free shopping listings for you, the campaign will be called free shopping free listing or free shopping listing. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then you can add a secondary dimension of landing page. And now you know which pages, they're running the free listings for. And if the conversion rate's really high, well, then maybe you also run ads for those landing pages, right? Paid shopping ads. You can run paid shopping ads for those. So that's kind of where SEO and SEMs can kind of shake hands a little bit and go, all right, we can be friends.